Hello and welcome in this video. So I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately because I was super busy. I was configuring some switches and some servers at some data center, and this was quite tiring. So anyway, I'm back, and to respond to a comment that someone made about the inclusion of new objectives in the RHCSA version 10 of the exam, I decided to make this video. And it's not as easy as it could seem to be, because there are some tricks also there. I mean, the thing is, I don't know exactly what they're going to ask, but they might go into some tricks where it's not as easy as just install something from Flatpak like you would normally. I suspect they will use some nasty little tricks, which I figured, I think. So let's say it might be easy, but it might also be tricky. So I will go into the tricky cases and we'll do it together. And hopefully by the end of this video you will feel safe while you're taking the exam, even if they use the worst tricks for version 10. Know that this little Flatpak part is only in version 10. It was not before. I think people that have taken the exam lately for 9 and 9.3 reported that there was no inclusion of Flatpak and that the containers were still there. So you better learn the containers like we used to in the videos I prepared before. And on the other hand, if you take version 10, then you should also prepare for this Flatpak stuff. I have no report of what exactly people encountered in the exam because, well, it's fairly fresh and nobody reported in Reddit yet. Let's say it's a weird change in version 10 because I also read the discussions about it, and the thing is, people mostly feel like some kind of a betrayal of the spirit of the old exam because they are kind of making it easier to pass. So if you take 9 or 9.3, you still have the container stuff, which is fairly difficult in the exam, I think, compared to the rest. And, well, Flatpak is easier, but on the other hand, you can also add some tricks, and I will show you those tricks. So anyway, what is Flatpak? Flatpak is a way to install some sandboxed desktop applications. So mostly stuff for GUI. It's usually not things that you will need in the CLI, and basically if you do it in the SSH only, then you will run into some trouble because some things require certain graphical components. So as in X11 or this dbus stuff. So you might run into some errors. It's possible to go around those errors by using some tricks, but it's not something we'll go through in the scope of this video because it would take too long. I think this video is already going to be long because the tricks I want to explain are not very simple to explain, so I will show you why. We could compare Flatpak to containers or to Snap, but maybe it's not the place for that. Let's say Snap is not as good as Flatpak. Both are some kind of sandboxed applications which you can install and uninstall through the respective manager. So you have Flatpak and you have Snap, and Snap is mostly on Ubuntu, and well, Ubuntu is a bit annoying for Snap, to be honest. Like, I'm happy I switched to Linux Mint because you don't have Snap there, at least not by default. And I'm really happy because Snap is quite annoying. It's not well configured, in my opinion. Very often you run into some parts of the software that don't work and so on, and it's pretty annoying. Flatpak, I haven't encountered much issues with it. So I must say it's pretty slick and neat the way it's been done. So I would go for Flatpak in your real life. Like you can see also on my, I can show you on my machine, if I do a Flatpak list. I have a bunch of things installed with Flatpak, including the very software I'm using to record, this OBS stuff. Like you see, it's on the top. I'm using Slack because of my company. I'm using Sonic Pi also, which is very fun. I mean, I'm using a bunch of different things, but mostly it's for GUI stuff. Sonic Pi is pretty fun because it's like coding music in a little coding environment. It's pretty cool. I suggest you try if you like music. But anyway, the video is not about Sonic Pi. So let's go through it. First, we want to install Flatpak. So I already did it in this case. How you install Flatpak? You install DNF, install Flatpak. I mean, nothing fancy. It's super easy. You can do the -y. Well, in my case, it's already. Oh no, I didn't install it on this one. Okay, well, sorry, didn't say anything. I didn't install it. I thought I did, but yeah, it's. I think I restarted because I was preparing this video and I was running a couple of things, and then I actually restarted from a clean image, a clean snapshot in VirtualBox. For this video, especially, I prepared a different VirtualBox. It's a different Vagrant image that I pulled from the boxes. It's one that has a desktop. I will put the link to the Vagrant file that I use for this video in my GitHub, and it will be in the description of the video. It's a bit different because I wanted a desktop. For Flatpak, you really need a desktop, otherwise you cannot test stuff, and it's not correct. I don't know how they will do it during the exam, but most likely you will have access to the desktop version, and you will also be able to do certain things like access typically this repository, which is called a remote in Flatpak language. So once you have Flatpak installed, I just installed it, you will want to add a repository, so a remote. So I will do that quick. You do Flatpak and you use remote add. You can go through the man page, read it, use the help. If you forget, you can also use the space tab, and then you will see everything that can be used there. I won't go too much into detail because otherwise it will be too long. It's already long. Then you need to use the if not exists flag, and then the name of the repository, or how do you call it? Remote. Flatpak calls it remote. Don't ask me why it's like this. So I will use the word remote or repository interchangeably in this video. And then we add the URL. In the exam, they will very likely give you the URL. I mean, you can not learn these things by heart, clearly. So you press enter, and then it will immediately add the package, like the repository. So if you do Flatpak remotes, plural, it will list the packages, the repositories you've been adding. So we have the RHEL repository, the RHEL remote. One of the famous one that we'll be adding later, maybe, I don't want to do it now, just for the sake of following a certain pattern, is Flathub. Flathub contains a lot of different packages. You can see the packages contained in a remote by using the Flatpak remote ls. So that will tell you what kind of stuff is installed, what kind of stuff can be installed from Flatpak through this repository. Now, if I go here, these things are already installed, like Thunderbird, you see, so, and Firefox as well. So this is why I'm going to uninstall them. So DNS remove y Firefox and Thunderbird. Let's see, it should install both, yeah. Very well, it's uninstalled both, and Firefox is uninstalled as well. This is very fine. So now, we can try to install it directly, and I want you to try it just to get a feel of what the problem is going to be. And we run into basically two problems. I will show you why, and I will explain to you how you go around them. So we are in SSH now, and we are going to do Flatpak install. Well, first we are going to do Flatpak search Firefox, and it found Firefox. So you could also, if we did from before, we could do remote ls. We will also see it. So the point of doing either of these, either by search or by remote ls, is to find the application ID which you will need for the installation. Flatpak works a lot with these application IDs. Considering that, we are going to install Firefox, let's say. So we are going to do Flatpak install. Normally it's install. Let me see. Yeah, install. And then we want. Oh yeah. Do you want it system-wide? We will say system. If it's user-wide, you say user. But we are as root, so we would be only installing for root. So I will use system. We'll meet another problem with that as well, but I will explain it later. So, Flatpak install system, and then you say the, you need to tell the repository from which you're pulling it. So this is the RHEL one. And of course, what I mentioned, the application idea. So I'm going to do this, and then you'll see what problem is coming. So let's see. You see, cannot auto launch the bus without X11 display. We could go around that problem in SSH, but it's tricky. And you can make mistakes. So I don't want you to do that. Instead, open the terminal from the GUI once you installed and added the repository. And then we are going to do sudo and took, and then we are going to do the same that we just did. Since it's not too complicated, we'll do it by hand. We cannot do copy-paste with this VM anyway. I mean, maybe there is a way to do it, I think, with adding a virtual guest edition, but I don't want to go through the trouble just for simple things like this. So Flatpak, and then install, and then system for system-wide, and then RHEL, and then org.mozilla.firefox. Okay, let's try. And I say yes. Yes, I want that. And I also say yes here. And there, login required, remote RHEL, what? All right, so you need to log in to this here actually. This is essentially what you need to do in order to access the RHEL repository, because it needs registry authorization. And so you can, I think you can copy paste this like this. So copy this, but I cannot copy paste. So the best way to do it here, or well, I can do it here. The best way to do it is to prepare it by using Podman. I will explain to you. DNF install Podman. And why? And by the way, what is this? This is the Red Hat customer portal. You won't need to do that during the exam, but I'm just telling you how it is in real life. Like normally you have access to this, and as a, like, let's say, test version, you can get this token. And you can then use this token to download from the Red Hat repositories. And for instance, to download Flatpak packages. And you would need to type this kind of stuff. But you remember, we cannot do it there from the GUI. So what we're going to do, we're going to use that Docker login, but with Podman. So I know, it's a lot to take in. So you basically copy that. You copy this into here. And by the way, I'm going to change that token and the rest. So when you go here, you can regenerate the token. So I'm going to do this after this video. And you need to log in into that page. I will give the exact URL for that. So you can do it just the same. And then we install Podman. So we're going to use the Podman instead of Docker. It's exactly the same. You do that, and then it will say login succeeded. With that, now we are able to install what we wanted, but still remember, not from SSH, because we have the problem with the desktop that is here. We need to be on the desktop. So now, when we do it here, it will not ask you for a user and password normally, because we are already logged in with Podman. And you see it's installing, so it's working. Now it will take its time to install, but once it's done, it should be working. Now, the token, in our case, we generate it ourselves. I don't know how it will be during the exam. If they will ask you to log in with a token, it might be, because that's what they do. So I strongly suspect that that's what they're going to use. They're going to set up something locally with their token system, and you will get the token, you will get a username, and you will need to use that in order to log in somewhere. Use Podman, that's what I would use, but you can use Docker, it's the same. And once you've done that, you will be able to download some packages from a repository. Now, we use the -- system in our, I mean, if you look here, we've been using Flatpak install -- the system flag, right? And the system flag tells we are going to install this package system-wide. after it's installed here, it will not be seen here in the menu immediately. You will need a reboot. You could also trigger the refresh of that GUI and the appearance of that link in the menu in other ways, but this is the easy way. You just reboot, and it's good practice anyway because you want it to be there when you reboot. So this is fine like this, and then you can do the same with Thunderbird. Note that the application ID is with capital, so you should also write Thunderbird with a capital here, and this should work as well. You can also put a -y, and then it won't ask you for a confirmation when you install. But you see it's working, so it's installing the stuff. And in the meantime, we are going to do something else. We are going to add Flatpak remote add, and we are going to add the, well, if not exist, we are going to now add the Flathub repository, the Flathub remote. And to do that, I need, so I will put that as Flathub. This is the biggest remote, the biggest repository for Flatpaks. So we do like this, and then we add the URL, which is always provided. Remember, it's impossible. I mean, it's possible, but it's annoying. Nobody will want to remember that by heart. So we do this, and then we can do Flatpak remotes, plural, and then we will see Flathub and RHEL. That works. And here, by the way, it's completed. This installation is complete for Thunderbird. So we installed both Thunderbird and Firefox from the RHEL repository. So that's cool. Then we want to install here maybe, I don't know, VLC. I'm using VLC myself. I don't know if I installed it through Flatpak on my machine. That's possible, but who cares? So now we want to do something. For instance, we can do it many ways. We can do Flatpak search VLC. That should give us some result. Let's see. It's searching. It's taking some time. And we have many, but especially we want this line, right? So basically the idea is this. So when we install it, we need to use that. So let's do it. Now, I think for VLC, it's fine to do it from here because this one doesn't need access to the GUI stuff. We will try, actually. Let me try. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it last time. So Flatpak install, what was it? System. And we want to say that it's from Flathub, and this is this. You can also install some plugins here, but we don't want to go too far. So let's try this. And yes, let's see if it's gonna work. I don't know. I think it's gonna work. I have a good feeling about it. So you see it's doing well. And here, if we do a Flatpak, in the meantime, you know, I'm going from one to the other. If we do a Flatpak list, we will see what's installed. Oh, look at what's been installed, actually. Funny, we have some new things like Cisco systems, Red Hat platform, you see? Already quite some things have been installed without us knowing. Even Cisco stuff, man. My good old Cisco. I need to work on my Cisco stuff again. But anyway. And here it's installing as well, so I'm installing here VLC, so that should appear as well soon. Pretty soon, I mean it's 6 on 8, so we should be there pretty quickly. Let's see. And once that's done, we will see it here as well. Again, it won't show up in the menu because we did it system-wise, and because of that, we will need a reboot. I think we'll do a reboot at the end just to show you that it's working. And if we see it now, look at this. We have VLC here. So we could do a reboot immediately, but I want to show you something else before. Let's, for instance, let's do some commit stuff because that's the cool stuff. So you will see. For instance, if I do Flatpak info org video.vlc. So you will see we are on a certain branch which is stable, and we have a certain commit, right? So we could actually copy that commit. I will copy it here. I have just a text editor when I copy things, you know, when I'm working. So, and as we're doing that, we will do Flatpak This is a new command now. I'm not sure they will ask you this kind of stuff. This would be a bit advanced, but you know, why not? They could, so I think it's fair to prepare for it. Flathub and then org.videolan.vlc. And let's do it. So you see, there are not so many. I don't know if it's gonna change probably it's not gonna change the branch because we're gonna say unstable. We could change the branch, but yeah, I mean, we could also go to the VLC website and check the VLC part of Flatpak, and they would probably show us the different versions and issues and la la la. But let's do it just quick. So let's pick one that's not this one. And you see, by the way, the one that we've seen before here, the 7 starts with 7 is here. So this is the latest commit. So if you know a bit of Git, I mean, maybe you don't, but I think most of the audience will know. You will recognize their system with commit numbers. And when you want to downgrade, for instance, it's made very easy with Flatpak. That's one of the cool features. Look, you do Flatpak. We could uninstall, but we don't need to uninstall. We could just do an update and then commit equals, and we use, oh no, I did something. Well, I will repaste it because I don't know what I did. I probably erased some character, the 0, I guess. Okay, just to be sure, I repasted the whole thing. You specify the commit between quotes, and then there you have it. We will be able, we need to specify org.videolan.vlc, which is the application ID again. You know, this is the syntax. Very often you need the application ID, so don't forget that part. And I suggest you play around with these things. You can even play around with your own machine if you have a Flatpak installed. So let's do it. And yeah, I'm going to downgrade. I'm crazy. Let's downgrade, yeah. And now I'm basically re-downgrading that stuff. So it's probably not going to change the version because we are in the stable version, but it's going to change the commit we are in. And we could change the branch, and then we could also change the commit from the branch. But we are not going to do this. So what we're going to do here is just change the commit, what we did, and it's uninstalling. And now let's see if I do a Flatpak list. It's still there, still stable, but it's updating, it's changing. And we have it. So afterwards, we can of course remove the applications if we want, like how to remove an application. I will remove Thunderbird, let's say, Flatpak. I don't like Thunderbird all of a sudden. I mean, I'm not a fan of Thunderbird anyway, but it doesn't matter. I will remove org.mozilla.thunderbird. It's with a big T, by the way, remember? I think I don't need to specify the... It should be fine like this, yeah? Oh wow, it uninstalls super quickly. So now if I do again the Flatpak list, Thunderbird is gone. Now it's finished installing. So if I do, now this is the remote info, so this is not what's installed. So if we do ls list, I think, then we'll see it's still the same, but it will be a different version of the commit now. If we do the remote info, it will be the same because you see we have the log. But if we do this, let's see, I think we should get, yeah, you see the commit has changed. The commit has changed. The version has not, but the commit has changed. So we could, yeah, again, we could do the, we could do the different branch install, but then we would need to do like uninstall. We could do it technically with Thunderbird. Should I? Now it will be too long. So we would uninstall it, like I did for Thunderbird, and then we would reinstall it. And at the end of the what's the name? Application ID, I would add some little stuff that would specify the new branch I want to be in. And then I would say Flatpak make current, and I would say the current the current branch would be beta or whatever is in between. I don't know, like depends what you want to have, depends on the bugs that's been discovered. I could imagine a scenario where they ask you in the exam, they tell you like a bug has been discovered and we need to downgrade to this commit. And then what do? Well, you do this. So you need to check the remote info and with the log flag like this here. And you say you tell the repo and you tell the application ID and then you get the information. And then you use the update command, Flatpak update along with the commit, and then you can downgrade. So this is how it's done. Well, this is it more or less. Now let's reboot. I will just do a reboot H now, and that's gonna reboot my machine. And now we'll see if Firefox and VLC are still there now in the menu, and they should be. We shall see. I can normally already connect to Vagrant. Here, yeah, it's a bit weird here. I think you need to click whatever. This is not the best image I found, but I found an image. It's already something. I was thinking I will do it like this because I could use the other images I've been using in all the other labs. The problem is that it's a bit of a hassle to install a desktop on the non-desktop, and you will run into a bunch of errors, so I didn't want that. So yeah. Okay, so now if I'm here and I've checked, for instance, Firefox, it's there. And does it work? Let's see. Oh, it's very slow. Is VLC working? Let me see if VLC is there. Oh yeah, this is my VLC. VLC is there as well. Everything is slow. Well, VLC is working. That's already something good. Firefox is very slow. Okay, there is a problem with Firefox. I don't know what it is, but you see with VLC it's working. So we don't care so much about that. What's important is it's there. Like if we do a Flatpak list, you'll see it's there. So that's what matters. Firefox is there, VLC is there. We've been using this token stuff to install everything. I mean everything, not VLC, but the two others, Thunderbird and Firefox. So we also did the commit, like changing the commit, downgrading. And yeah, that's it. I think for this video, enough already, right? You should have mostly all the caveats, all the little tricks they can use in the exam, I think. Adding a remote, checking the remote, adding a package, installing a package through the remote, and then downgrading even. So, oh yeah, one thing I didn't show you, I can still show it to you now. Let's see if it worked. No, it didn't start. Funny, it didn't start Firefox at all. Huh. This is funny. I don't know why. I would need to investigate that, but yeah, it's okay. Doesn't matter. One thing I could show you actually is the masking. That's also interesting to do. So in order to mask something, for instance, let's say we downgraded VideoLAN VLC. This is what we did, right? We downgraded to a previous commit. We could mask it so that it's not upgraded along with the rest if we want to upgrade all the rest. So we do it by doing mask. We basically pin it, right? This is what you would do with other applications as well. If you are using a let's say non-canonical, I mean, canonical is the wrong term here because it refers to the distro. Let's say a non-classical package. You would install it from a specific repository, not using the main repository of your distro, and then you don't want it to be overwritten by an update or anything because it's using some specific version of a program. You want to be compatible with something else. This happens very often when you're running many servers together, and so we would want to basically pin it. So no, the remove flag, I don't know why I do it, the remove flag would be removing the mask, but you can mask it in order to be not updated. So that's how I would do. I would do Flatpak mask and like this, and now it's masked. So if I want to unmask it, then I say remove. This is how it goes. So this is something that they might ask you also to do. I don't know. Anyway, with that, well, that's it. The difference is if you do, let's say, I'm giving spontaneous ideas here. I'm doing it on the go, on the get-go. So for instance, let's say I put the mask. I put the mask back, and video lan.vlc. And now if I do a Flatpak update and video, well, man, I will use escape dots. It's quicker. So if I do it like this, nothing to do. But if I unmask it. Now I remove it. Now, normally, let's see. Normally, I think it should update it. Yeah, you see? Because it sees that I'm not on the same exact commit. So now it will update this. Okay, but basically that's it for this little lesson. It's already a long one, I think. How long? Pretty long. Let me see. Oh yeah, well, half an hour. It might be one of my longest videos, but it's because we don't know exactly what will be in the exam. I wanted you to have a lot of tricks, and I think I prepared it good, especially with the tricks from Red Hat. They have these specific things with their registry that need some authentication. So I suspect they will ask the same. So prepare for that, test it, just like I did. I will put the link to the Red Hat customer portal in the description of the video. I will also put the link to the Vagrantfile that I used to create this little desktop of Rocky Linux 9. Rocky Linux 10 would be the same, by the way. There is no difference almost at all. I mean, there are really some minor changes for like cosmetic stuff, really. So yeah, and that's it. Well, have a nice day and see you soon. I will probably prepare a long-term video where I put all the videos together, but that will come, I don't know when. See you, have a nice day.